On this week's Dynamite, in our opening match, Swerve Strickland takes on Continental Champion Chris Sabin for the Continental Championship. In a rematch from Full Gear, Trinity defends her Women's World Championship against Mayu Iwatani, and as you can see, Mayu Iwatani is enlisting the help of the Corporate Elite.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Continental Championship.
The bell has rung. Continental Championship on the line. Chris Sabin lifts up Swerve on his shoulders. Snake eyes off the turnbuckle to open up the match. Chris Sabin showing off a little bit. The handstand headlock. Champion showing his cockiness. Gets caught with a kick by Swerve. Now Swerve showing off a little bit. Rebound Irish whip. Swerve reverses. Sabin's forced to roll out of the ring already. The champion in retreat early in this match. Swerve going to stay on the attack. Gonna grip the arms, suplex against the stairs. Swerve goes back in the ring. The champion is showing off. Not something you usually do after hitting the back of your head against steel stairs, but I'm not a champion, so what do I know? Irish whip, Swerve in the corner, hard back chop by Sabin. Sabin gonna trap the leg of Swerve. Gonna try to hobble the challenger, these hard strikes. Lifts him up, backdrop, high on the shoulders. Right into the cover goes the champion. Swerve gonna kick out at one. Ooh, another hard kick by Swerve. Focusing on the arm of Chris Sabin again. Driving the knee into the elbow. Sabin looking for a springboard. Swerve ducks under. Gonna pick Sabin up again on that arm. And Swerve gonna try to make the champion tap out by wrenching that shoulder. Champion up to his feet. Knocks Swerve down in the corner. Gonna pull him out. Sit out alley-oop bomb into the cover. Challenger gonna escape at a 2 count. Chris Sabin heads back to the corner. Waiting for Swerve to get to his feet. Running drop kick into the corner. Swerve down again. Sabin going to try the alley-oop bomb. Again sits out. Doesn't go for the cover this time. Pulls Swerve back to his feet. Irish whip. Arm drag. Handstand drop kick. We see why Chris Sabin has been so hard to beat for this Continental Championship. These hard elbows now. Stunning the challenger. Back elbow. Heads off the ropes. Running lariat. Sabin going to pick up his challenger again. Again, drives Swerve down in the corner, goes for a drop kick and misses. Tries to get Swerve in that position one too many times. Swerve scouts it. Gonna Irish whip the champion into the corner now. Swerve taking a minute to follow up, giving the champion time to get an elbow. Now the champion reverses. Shoulder thrust, goes to the outside. Sabin looking for a springboard. Lariat into the ring. Swerve back to his feet. Sabin again stuns him. Clothesline to the outside. Champion gonna be right on the challenger. Diving knee drop. Lifts Swerve up. Face buster against the apron. Swerve kick to the gut. Sabin doesn't care though. Grabs Swerve, swings him around. Neck breaker. Sabin now going to put the challenger back in the ring and showing off again as the champion, thinking he's got this match won. Sabin lifts Swerve to his feet. Going to lift him on his shoulders. Sabin thinking this is the end. Into the cover. Chris Sabin. Ooh, I thought he retained. Swerve gets out at 2.9. Sabin going to put the challenger back into the turnbuckle, but he hits the ref. Sabin going to be quick to follow up, not going to let it deter him. Going into the cover again to retain the championship. Chris Sabin retains the Continental Championship. And we are underway. Impromptu match, Sting and Darby Allin versus FTR. As you can see, whoever was scheduled to take on FTR was taken out. Whoever was scheduled to take on Sting and Darby Allin was taken out by FTR. FTR will replace them in this match. Darby Allin floats over. DDT. Darby Allin goes for a grapple. A little bit off target. Able to get his elbows in though. Gonna go suplex position. Snap vertical on Dax Harwood. And this is a match we don't see that often in this universe mode, a traditional tag team match. Sting now tagged into the ring, blocks a shoulder tackle. Sting with these rapid strikes, gonna knock down Dax Harwood. And Darby Allin and Sting with these quick tags in and out, keeping each other fresh. Darby now into the cover on Dax. Foot under the rope though. Great awareness by Dax Harwood. Darby floats over again, looking for that DDT. And it might have busted open Dax Harwood. FTR picking a fight here, and the champions are showing them that they're no joke. Belly to belly, though, tosses Darby. Dax blocks, lifts Darby up, suplex. Gonna look for those. Nope, he rolls through to a backdrop. The sight of Dax's blood might have got him some momentum here. Darby, though, stuns the champion. Gonna flip over. Darby now creating some momentum. Dax is in trouble. FTR wanted to make a statement against the champions. Not working out so well for them right now. Darby floats over again. Dax not gonna let the DDT hit a third time. Gonna stun Darby with a big back elbow and rake the eyes. The referee's just gonna let that one slide. Darby gonna take it into a springboard. Misses. Goes for a triple springboard drop kick. Now Dax Harwood again, vertical suplex. Gonna try to roll through that backdrop again, and he does. Dax Harwood goes into a cover. Darby out at 1, showing the conditioning of Darby Allin to kick out at 1 there. Dax gonna finally make his way out of the ring. Cash Wheeler looking for that float over, but Darby scouts it. Darby now up on the shoulders. Hurricane Rana. Darby looking for that turnbuckle. Goes right to the top. Possibly looking for that coffin drop. Diving moonsault from Darby Allin. Gonna go right for the tag to Sting. Smart strategy from the tag team champions to keep each other's fresh. Sting now lifting up Cash Wheeler. Tombstone position, sits out on it. Sting whips Cash Wheeler off the ropes. Ooh, they run into each other. Cash Wheeler somehow comes out on top, trying to get the Stinger over into his corner. Sting gonna get some elbows to get himself free. Cash Wheeler up on the shoulders of the Stinger. Snake eyes off the turnbuckle from the Stinger. Cash Wheeler, though, able to get himself out of that predicament. Running clothesline, Sting blocks. Now Sting gonna try to isolate challengers once again. Referee gets in the way. Cash Wheeler gets some time. Cash Wheeler lifts up Sting, vertical suplex. Sting gonna float over and take out the leg of Cash Wheeler. Ooh, drop kick stuns Wheeler, but he stays on his feet. Gonna go right over to his corner, tagging his partner. Gotta wonder if Dax Harwood has had enough time to recover. Hip toss on Sting. He's dealt with a lot of offense in this match. Sting springboard forearm. Great move from Sting. Make it to his corner to tag in Darby. Crossbody by Dax misses. Darby head scissors takeover. Darby gonna look for a springboard moonsault. Dax ducks it. And now Cash Wheeler back in. Quick tags by FTR now. Darby gets caught. Sit out powerbomb. He hits the bottom turnbuckle. Cash Wheeler now stuns Darby. Gonna trap both of the arms. Darby fights free. Hits a stunner. Darby gonna float over again. DDT busts open Cash Wheeler. Darby now looking for the code red. It connects into the pin. Dax gonna make it in at 1 to break it up. Darby goes to knock Dax off the rope but misses. Catches him with a forearm though. Darby moves out to the apron. Focus on Dax Harwood. DDT on the apron. Now Darby showing off a little bit. Waiting for Cash Wheeler to get to his feet. Possibly a mistake. Wheeler catches him. Irish whip. Gonna roll through neck breaker. Darby gonna try to make the hot tag. He does. Here comes Sting. Sting drop kick to the knee. Focusing on the legs of Cash Wheeler, but Cash Wheeler now with a hot tag. Shoulder block blocked by Sting. Dax, though, gonna Irish whip Sting out of the ring. Moving to the apron for the Stinger. This is gonna hurt. Backdrop on the apron. Darby is stunned. Sting just got backdropped. The champions are in trouble. Now, snap vertical on the floor. FTR needs to get Sting back in the ring. If they beat the champions here, they could earn a tag team championship match. Dax Harwood staying on the attack, keeping the champion stunned. Lifts him up. Side slam. Sting gonna have to use the ropes to get himself to his feet. Darby Allin finally back up in the corner. Cash Wheeler now back up on the other corner. Every member of this match now back up with their feet. Darby Allin catches Dax with a forearm. Dax gonna have to retreat and tag in Cash Wheeler. Cash moves in, float over. DDT. A lot of float over DDTs in this match. And now Dax lifts Sting up, pile driver. Darby gonna make his way in to break it up at 1. Dax Harwood now gonna try to take out Darby Allin, but misses. Gets caught by Sting into the turnbuckle. Sting now gonna Irish whip the champion across the ring into the other turnbuckle. Follow up, Stinger splash. Moves to his corner, tag in Darby Allin. Darby goes to the top. Could this be the coffin drop? Darby doesn't get the coffin drop, misses a knee. Dax lifts him up, and Cash Wheeler now looking for a weapon. Cash Wheeler now grabs Darby Allin. Reverse uppercut. Cash Wheeler takes the chair. Cash Wheeler now with the chair. Hits Sting. FTR is disqualified. Jon Moxley now in the ring waiting for his pick your poison opponent. Who will Okada choose for Moxley to face in this match? And Mox's opponent ends up being Claudio Castagnoli. And then a surprise turn. Mox's opponent ends up being Claudio. This match has also been made no disqualification. Claudio moves in, slams Mox double underhook. I'm sure most people were expecting Big Bill to come out, as we've seen him align himself with the Corporate Elite, or maybe Kota Ibushi, who's worked with the Corporate Elite in the past. Claudio truly catching everybody off guard here, including his former Blackpool Combat Club partner, as Claudio goes for a table. Claudio now with Mox. Suplex position, lifts him up, looking for that stalling vertical, showing off the strength here. Mox moving in, elbow stun. Gonna lift Claudio up, powerbomb. Running sit-out powerbomb. Sits into the pin, but Claudio gets out at one. Mox now lifting Claudio up. Fisherman suplex. Mox gonna head to the top rope. Something we don't see often from Moxley. Diving elbow on target, driving the air out of the lungs of Claudio. We know how well-conditioned Claudio is, and Mox knows it's gonna take a lot of damage to beat him. One of the most conditioned competitors in pro wrestling history, Claudio Castagnoli. Gonna lift up Mox now. Rough powerbomb. Mox now goes under the ropes looking for a weapon. Gonna pull out a ladder. Hits Claudio, knocks him down with the ladder. Claudio lifts up Mox, spinebuster on the outside. Shades of Arn Anderson. Shows off, but Mox gets right back to his feet. Gonna lift Claudio up. Face first off the barricade. Claudio reverses though. Mox back on the attack. Gonna put him back in the ring. Mox now slamming his head off the ground. This match has devolved from a wrestling match into pure violence. Again, Claudio's head off the mat. Mox stuns Claudio right into that sleeper. Wraps the legs around. Claudio is in trouble here. Gonna work his way out of the submission. Hard elbow to the bridge of the nose of Jon Moxley. Claudio with a series of back chops. Moxley reverses the punch. Gonna lift him up. Side slam backbreaker. Mox now knocks Claudio off his feet. Claudio stuck in the turnbuckle. He's gonna get hit. Flying elbow into a bulldog by Mox. Claudio now. Mox looking for the Death Rider. He hits it. Moves into the cover, and Mox, Claudio gets out of the Death Rider. Mox lifts Claudio up again, powerbomb position. Claudio aware, though, gonna fight himself out. Hard lariat knocks Mox off his feet. Claudio now has Mox against this table in the turnbuckle. Gonna choose to go out of the ring. Maybe a mistake not to follow up on a stun. Jon Moxley goes for the stop sign. Gonna try to sandwich his head. Moxley misses. All right, so let's recap our first show here. I believe OBS glitched out on 2 of these matches, so I have some explaining to do. So Chris Sabin defeats Swerve Strickland to retain his Continental Championship. Chris Sabin, a very dominant Continental Champion right now. Mayu Iwatani enlists the Corporate Elite to help her win the AEW Women's Championship. Matt Jackson distracts Trinity for 1 split second. Mayu Iwatani wins the Women's Championship. Impromptu tag team match as Sting and Darby Allin take on FTR. Sting and Darby Allin are able to defeat FTR. And in the Pick Your Poison match, Okada picks Jon Moxley's opponent, which was Claudio Castagnoli. He also picked it to be a no disqualification match, but Jon Moxley was up for the challenge and defeats Claudio. Week 2. In an Extreme Rules tag match to open up the show, we've got Penta and Rey Fenix taking on Rush and Taurus. Former international champion Kenta looks to get back on track as he takes on Roderick Strong. Orange Cassidy and Hook take on FTR. FTR gets themselves disqualified last week against the tag team champions. This week, they face the actual #1 contenders, Orange Cassidy and Hook. And in our main event, Okada will have a Pick Your Poison. Jon Moxley will choose his opponent. Just like Okada chose Claudio for Mox last week, Mox will choose Okada's opponent and stipulation this week.
The following contest is a submission match. Making his way to the ring from Japan, weighing in at 228 pounds, the Alliance Wrestling Triple Crown Tag
And Jon Moxley chooses. And Jon Moxley chooses Bryan Danielson as Okada's opponent.
And his opponent from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 171 pounds, Bryan Danielson.
In addition to Bryan Danielson being the surprise opponent, the surprise stipulation is a submission match. And Okada goes right for the submission here, cranking the neck of Danielson. Okada snapmare continues working on the head of Bryan Danielson. Kick to the head. Very smart strategy early on by Okada if he wants to get out of this match. Another snapmare on Danielson. Another drop kick to the head. Okada leg sweep, rolls through, punching Danielson in the mouth. Okada still with these hard strikes. Danielson hasn't had any offense so far. Okada again, head takeover, cranking the neck. Okada goes to the top turnbuckle. Danielson reeling. Okada calls for him to get to his feet. Okada, diving missile drop kick. Kick to the spine of Bryan Danielson. Okada tries again for that hard strike. Danielson reverses. Back chop reverse by Okada. Gonna take over Danielson again and crank the neck. Very intent on his game plan here. It's very difficult to execute a game plan an opponent you couldn't prepare for. Okada's doing it perfectly. German suplex. Okada lifts him up. Spinning tombstone pile driver. Remember, he can't pin here. This is a submission match. And just pulling Danielson's head backward by his face. Danielson pulls the leg, able to get himself out. Danielson taking some time to show off. Okada back to his feet. German suplex. Gonna roll through with the Rainmaker. Turns Danielson inside out. Okada going to the top rope one more time. Gonna go to the middle of the ring. Twisting, diving elbow drop. Danielson able to get some strikes in. Running forearm takes Okada off his feet. Follows up another one. Pele kick drops Okada. Danielson wrestles him down. He's got the label lock locked in. Arm trapped. Okada has nowhere to go. Well, Okada rolls out. Okada gonna float over. DDT. Danielson's busted open, and he has to retreat from the ring. Okada showing off. Gonna go over the top rope. Danielson sidesteps. Danielson now trapping the arm of Okada again. And the leg. Gonna try to take out the base and the Rainmaker at the same time. Okada able to wrestle himself out. Both of these men a master of submission reversals. Danielson throws Okada back into the ring. Okada favoring that arm. Danielson sees it. Loading up for that knee strike. Okada doesn't see it coming. Busaiko knee on target. Danielson now Dragon Sleeper. Gonna try to make Okada go to sleep. Okada knees to the face. Gonna keep himself alive. Grabs the wrist. Rainmaker. A third Rainmaker. And now Okada goes in. Locks his hands. Wrenching Danielson. Danielson not gonna let it get locked in though. Okada never got his hands locked. Danielson rolls through neck breaker. Danielson now hits the ropes. Running knee drop connects. Okada now is forced to go out of the ring. Danielson catches him with a punch and a backbreaker. Okada is in trouble. Okada running kitchen sink takes out Danielson. Follows up with a knee drop. Okada now throws Danielson into the barricade. Now going to lift up Danielson. Ribs first on the rail and a senton follow-up. Another senton by the champion. Okada lifts Danielson up. Twisting elbow strike. Lifts him up again. Puts him back into the barricade. Danielson gets out. Okada trying to inflict as much damage as possible outside the ring. Remember, there are no ring countouts in this match. Danielson floats under, takes over the leg. Danielson neck breaker outside the ring. Okada catches him with some hard strikes. Knees to the gut. Okada goes off the stairs. A bloody Bryan Danielson is in control of this match. Danielson lifts up Okada again. Brainbuster on the floor. Danielson going to return the favor and put Okada ribs first off the barricade. Champion and challenger back in the ring. Okada strike to the face. Grabs the wrist, rolls through. Rainmaker number 4. And he's not stopping. He's waiting for Danielson to get right back up. He knows Danielson is the Iron Man. Again, Rainmaker 5. Again, Danielson to his feet. Okada gonna try to choke him out here. And he does. Danielson fades and passes out.
Here is your winner.
Wardlow versus Adam Page in a one-on-one match to open up this week's Dynamite. A fatal 4-way women's #1 contender match. Whoever wins this will face Mayu Iwatani at World's End. A 6-man tag match. Some trios action on Dynamite. The House of Black takes on the Motor City Machine Guns and Jay White. And in our main event, again, Mox and Danielson. And in our main event, Mox and Danielson will take on Claudio and a partner of his choosing. For the third week in a row, we get a mystery challenger on Dynamite in the main event.
The following contest is a tornado. And their opponents, first from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 270 pounds, Chris He-Pounds Clown E.O.
And would you look at that? Claudio's partner ends up being Chris Hero, making his return to wrestling. Mox hits him with a stunner, though. Mox lifts up Hero, fisherman suplex. Danielson gets thrown. Hero hits a kick to Mox's stomach. He's going to take him down. Hard palm strikes from Hero. The Kings of Wrestling making their return to wrestling here in the main event of Dynamite. Hero lifts up Mox, gets hit tossed. Danielson moves in with these elbows to Claudio's knee. Mox gonna lift up Hero, side slam backbreaker. Danielson still focusing on Claudio's knee. Mox runs, suicide dive. Cutter busts open Hero on the outside. Now throwing Hero into the stairs. And Daniel Bryan stomping out Claudio, still in the ring. Claudio now sends Bryan over the top. Hard forearm. Bryan reverses with a forearm of his own. Mox has Hero in an armbar. Claudio again throws Danielson to the outside. Gonna follow him to the apron. Possibly looking for that backdrop. Claudio now spine buster on the floor. Mox goes into the barricade. Kings of Wrestling in control of this match now. Danielson hits a DDT. Mox fights his way out. Mox and Hero brawling in the ring. Hero now throws Mox into the corner. Hard Irish whip, follows up, knee to the chest. Mox reverses the stomp, though. Gets himself out of that situation. Hero, though, showing the agility for the big man. Knee to the face, busts Mox open. Danielson there to help his partner. Reverse DDT. Mox now, suicide dive, misses again on Hero. Danielson gets caught, German suplex. Hero putting Mox back in the ring. Hero now, leg lariat. Mox with a reversal. Gonna stun him. DDT by Mox. Hero kips up. Mox catches him. Backdrop by Hero. Mox almost caught him in that pile driver when Hero kipped up. Hero scouting his opponent. Kick to the face drives Mox out of the ring. Danielson floats over Claudio. Neck breaker on Claudio. And now Mox throws Hero off the side of the apron. Mox now grabs Claudio. Pile driver on the floor. And Danielson going to throw Hero into the ring. Claudio puts Mox in the ring and follows him in. Mox there, able to meet him though. Death Rider out of nowhere. Danielson stunned Chris Hero. He could not help. Kick out at 2 by Claudio. I believe that Death Rider busted open Claudio. Schoolboy roll up. Catches Mox. Kick out at 1. It's hard to catch Jon Moxley off guard. Claudio, though, gonna roll through. Looking for the sharpshooter. Danielson kick to the chest. Breaks up the sharpshooter. Claudio right on Danielson, though. Whips him into the turnbuckle. Senton to Mox. Gonna go for the cover. Danielson back up. Breaks up the cover. Claudio trying to be sneaky there. It's hard to catch Jon Moxley off guard, and it's hard to outsmart Bryan Danielson. Claudio, though, abdominal stretch on Danielson, and Mox going to save his partner. Headbutt takes down Claudio. Hero back into the ring. Chris Hero now kicking the breath out of Bryan Danielson. Claudio lifts up Mox suplex. Knee to Danielson's face. Mox is forced to roll out of the ring. Claudio suicide dive hits. Danielson rolls off of Chris Hero's shoulders. Hero ducks, catches Danielson, spinning tombstone on Danielson. Hero now going to head to the top turnbuckle. Chris Hero diving foot stomp. And now Hero just stomping out Danielson, twisting his arms all up here. Knee to the spine. Danielson back up to his feet. Irish whip to Hero. Follows him in the corner. Step up enziguri. Stuns Hero. Mox back in the ring. Danielson lifts up Hero. Mox hits him in the gut. Death Rider. Mox not going to go for the cover on Hero. Mox goes into the cover. Claudio can't make it in, but Hero saves himself. Now Claudio's into the turnbuckle by Danielson. Danielson in the turnbuckle, opposite side of the ring. Step up enziguri, follow up. Mox gonna hit the ropes. Danielson into the cover. Suicide dive, and a 2 count. Only Claudio gets out again. Mox now into the cover on Hero, and Hero kicks out. Claudio whips Danielson, turnbuckle, gets Mox. European uppercut to the back of the head. Mox rolls out of the ring. Hero and Danielson are left inside. Claudio lifts up Mox. Power slam on the floor. Hero, springboard kick to Danielson. Danielson might be out. He kicks out. Now Chris Hero Roll through, looking for that elbow. Danielson might have just been knocked out, but he kicks out again. Bryan Danielson showing that iron will. Chris Hero again waiting for him. Gonna look for that knockout strike. Danielson gonna reverse. Moxley with a head scissor takeover on Claudio. Hard lariat takes out Claudio. Bryan step up enziguri misses. Hero again gonna look out for that knockout shot. He hits it. Mox is gonna have to save his partner here. A 2 count. Mox gets there 1 second too late, and the Kings of Wrestling beat the #1 contender and Bryan Danielson. A quick recap of this week's Dynamite. The opening match saw Wardlow defeat Hangman Adam Page. Timeless Toni Storm qualifies as the #1 contender for the Women's Championship, facing Mayu Iwatani at World's End. Trios action. The Motor City Machine Guns and Jay White are unsuccessful as the House of Black wins. And main event tag team action. The Blackpool Combat Club is defeated by the skin of their teeth by a returning Chris Hero and Claudio Castagnoli. And here we are, go home show, couple days before World's End. Our opening match. This will determine who will face Sting and Darby Allin for the tag team championships, as the Red Hot Penta and Rey Fenix will face the relentless FTR. Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland go one-on-one on Dynamite. In trios action, we've got the Undisputed, we've got the United Kingdom versus Big Bill and the Bucks, the Corporate Elite. And in the main event, Mox, with the Blackpool Combat Club at his side, will take on Adam Cole, who has the Undisputed Kingdom at his side. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, FTR again take the easy way out, getting themselves disqualified. Swerve Strickland picks up a win over Hangman Adam Page. A big win for Swerve that he needs to get him momentum back, get him back on track, and get the Mogul Embassy involved again. Ospreay, Fletcher, and Davis pick up a huge win over the Corporate Elite, and Jon Moxley beats Adam Cole in the main event. Jon Moxley is red hot right now. And we have finally reached our pay-per-view for this episode, World's End. And as you can see, our main event will be Jon Moxley versus the champion, Kazuchika Okada, for the AEW World Championship. But elsewhere on the card, we've got a 6-man trios ladder match for the trios titles. The House of Black will take on the Corporate Elite. The Corporate Elite, of course, using the Freebird rule, so any 3 members of the Corporate Elite can defend the trios titles. #1 contender Toni Storm takes on women's champion Mayu Iwatani. Of course, Iwatani will not be alone, as we see she won the championship with the Corporate Elite, so why not keep the Corporate Elite out there for every match? International Championship match. Kenta versus Kenny Omega, after weeks of getting themselves disqualified by bludgeoning their opponents with weapons. FTR takes on the tag team championship, takes on the tag team champions for their tag team championships in a tag team first blood match. And as usual, Chris Sabin will open the show with a fast-paced Continental Championship match. This time, he will defend against Pac. Chris Sabin will now hand over his championship to the ref as we get this match started. We're expecting a fast-paced, high-flying one in this one. How do you feel about the Continental Championship being used as a sort of like a Cruiserweight Championship for AEW? Let me know down in the comments, as these men go right to the center of the ring. Pac picks up Sabin. Michinoku driver. Drop kick to the spine of Sabin by Pac. Sabin going to roll out of the way of that stomp. Elbow stuns Pac. Kick to the face by Sabin. Sabin going to make his way to the top early on in this match, just for a second to get some momentum on the champion. Step up backflip by Pac. Now into a submission, wrenching that arm of Sabin. Sabin takes over with a head scissors. Sabin kips up. Enziguri into a running Pac. Pac ran right into that foot by Chris Sabin. Sabin, reverse Irish whip. Pac reverses. Kick to the face. Sabin rolls through. Pac grabs him. Side suplex. Now Pac Kawada kicks to the face. Sabin kips back up. A very game champion here. Irish whip, hip toss, rolls through, handspring drop kick right to the mouth of Pac. Chris Sabin has been very successful in all his defenses of this Continental Championship. Pac, though, gonna lift Sabin up. Powerbomb, sit out powerbomb by Pac, showing the strength. Standing shooting star, another gut buster. Moves in for the cover on Pac. 2 kicks to the gut and a gut buster will get him a 2 count on the challenger. Chris Sabin springboard. Pac goes for a drop kick, misses, but Sabin overshoots it. Catches Pac. Going for a sliced bread, but Pac reverses to a power slam. Champion tries to roll out of the ring. Pac standing in his way, playing bait. Hits him with a back elbow and tosses him. He's going to hit it. Center of the ring on the champion. Chris Sabin saves his championship at 2. Kips back up to his feet. Tries to take Pac down, but he rolls through. Double axe handle. Ooh, kick up to Pac's face is going to catch him. Handstand headlock from the champion. Now Pac stirring. Champion waiting on him. Going to lift him up. Can we see it? Could this be the end of the match? Sabin into the cover. Pac kicks out at 2.9. Sabin goes for a running shoulder thrust and misses. Pac gets him outside of the ring. Pac, though, going to slip behind. Sabin in the ring. Pac showing off. Gets shoulder thrusted. Pac took too long. Sabin up at the top rope. 5-star frog splash to the floor. The champion is willing to do anything to retain the title. A frog splash to the floor. Pac going to roll up Sabin quickly. Into the pin. Sabin out at 1. Pac has seemed to stun the champion with that pinfall. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. The champion used a lot of energy executing that frog splash to the floor. Pac lifts him up, going for the brutalizer. Pac locks in the brutalizer. We could have a new Continental Champion. Pac going to go right back on the offensive. Scoop slam, picks the champion back up. Sabin gets his arm wrench, back elbow, gets out. Traps the leg. Drops Pac on his head. This could be the end, and it is not. Pac stays in the match. Sabin now in desperation mode, doesn't know what he has to do to put away the challenger. He's been able to win all of these matches with the moves he's used so far. He's going to have to pull something else out of his bag. Running drop kick catches Pac, picking Pac right back up to his feet. Going to try to end this match one more time. Pac reverses. Reverse DDT, and now Pac lifts him up again. Looking for a second brutalizer, and he's going to wrench it in. He's got it locked. The champion is just too far away from the ropes. He can't rope break, and he taps. Pac wins the Continental Championship.
Continental Champion, the Unpredictable.
Sting atomic drop, Cash Wheeler, or Dax Harwood. Another atomic drop by Sting. And Cash Wheeler going to lift up Darby. Northern Lights suplex. Cash Wheeler moves over to Sting now. Now Sting lifts up Cash Wheeler. Sting going to finish the match. Tombstone already. Sting going to lift him right back to his feet. Dax Harwood now with Darby Allin off the turnbuckle. Sting in pursuit of Cash Wheeler. Diving clothesline by Sting. Cash Wheeler goes for a headbutt on Darby and misses. Darby picks him up, scoop slam. Dax goes behind. Dax wrenches the arm. Leg sweep on Darby. Dax Harwood now going to the top rope. Sting pulls a chair from under the ring. Not successful with that chair is Sting. Cash Wheeler there to meet him. DDT on the chair. The champions are in trouble. Sting no-sells the chair. Jumping lariat by Sting. Sting now going for the stairs. And Darby Allin is eliminated as he's busted open. Sting is by himself. Cash Wheeler with the stairs. That's it. FTR wins this match.
Here are your winners.
We are underway. Kenta versus Kenny Omega. Omega moves in, spinning Uranagi into a cover immediately. Kenta out at 1. A possible disrespectful move there from Omega to try a pin this early on a challenger as skilled as Kenta. Hard chop to the face, now just choking him out on the top rope. Kenny goes in, kick to the gut, possible DDT, but Kenta fighting his way out. Kenta right back in on the attack. Omega misses, gets caught with another DDT, has to retreat from the ring. Kenta over the top, crossbody, takes out Omega. Ooh, and those hard kicks by Kenta, well known for those very stiff kicks he throws. Kenta grabbing the face and just slapping Kenny. Returning the disrespect. Kenta again going to go to the top turnbuckle. Kenny down center. Kenny up to his feet now. Gonna move out of the way of the diving clothesline. Both men now outside of the ring. Omega gets stunned. Both competitors run into each other. Omega comes out on top looking for that DDT again, but Kenta gonna fight it. Kenta spin kick, drops Omega, and steps on his hand, kick to the spine. Kenny Omega coming off a Hell in a Cell match where he defeated Kota Ibushi. Kenta down in the turnbuckle. What's Kenny Omega looking for here? Kenny running in, running knee to Kenta, hits him in the face. Into the cover, Omega. Kenta out at 1 again. Ever since Ibushi betrayed Omega, we've seen a more brutal Kenny Omega, not taking any remorse on his opponents. Realizing he can't trust anybody, Kenta traps the legs of Omega. Second rope hung DDT. Kenta hits it. Kenny is busted. Kenta forearms. Gonna put Kenny into the corner. Rapid strikes by Kenta. Those hard kicks. Kenta continuing to stomp out Kenny. Kenny gets a foot up. Running drop kick takes down Kenta. Kenny now goes behind. Punch to the spine. Pump handle backbreaker. Unusual offense from Kenny Omega into the cover. Kenta kicks out at 2. It looks like Kenny Omega might be busted open over his right eye. That could impair the vision of the champion. Kenny, another spinning Uranagi. Kenta tries to run to the ring. Omega stops him, but misses the clothesline. Kenta reverses, swinging neck breaker. Kenta grabs Omega, rolling elbow. Omega able to reverse now, wrenching the arm. Gonna move right into that cover. Very interesting Kenny Omega. And he's sizing up his opponent, possibly looking for that V-trigger, and it knocks Kenta down. Kenny picks him right back up, though. Gotta look for the one-winged angel. Kenta scouts it. Omega, though, right back on the attack. Gonna run in, get caught with a forearm. Champion stunned in the corner. Kenta's in control. Tornado DDT, second rope. Ooh, to the outside, stuns Omega. Omega now having to retreat to the apron. Kenta, drop kick, Omega outside of the floor. Kenta suicide dive to the back of Omega. He rebounds off the announce table. Kenta is in complete control of this match, looking to win his second international championship. Stuns Omega off the table. Gonna ram Kenny's head into the announce table. Put him back in the ring. Kenta's looking to end this match. Now, signaling for Kenny to get to his feet. Kenny reverses. V-trigger by Omega. Omega into the cover, and Kenta kicks out. Omega rolling elbow gets blocked by Kenta. Kenta go behind. German suplex release. Gonna flip Kenny over. Traps the leg into the cover. Kenny kicks out at 2.5. Kenny now Irish whip Kenta. Gonna follow up. Ass to the face. Taking a page out of Trinity's playbook. Kenta gonna have to retreat to the apron to get himself on his feet. Kenny waiting for him. Shoulder tackle to the outside. One thing to note is we have not seen a lot of flashy moves from Kenny Omega in this match. His offense has been toned down to a lot of striking. Back fist stuns Omega. Kenta gonna put him back in the ring. He needs to get in there and follow up on that. He's gonna follow up, go to the top turnbuckle. Looking for that stomp maybe. Ooh, takes the elbow and puts it into Kenny's spine. Kenny using the ropes to get to his feet. The champion's in trouble. Irish whip by Kenta. Missile drop kick. Kenny ducks it. Is Kenta gonna claim his second international championship? Omega grabs the rope at 1. Uh-oh. Kenta looking for the GTS. Kenny has to get out of this. This is the end if he hits it. Kenny fights out of the GTS. Off the turnbuckle. Float over Famouser. Now Kenny gonna use that momentum to follow up. Up on the shoulders. One-winged angel incoming. Kenta head trapped. Gets driven to the mat. Into the cover. Kenny Omega retains.
Here is your winner, and still Alliance International Champion, Kenny Omega.
Iwatani, beginning of the match, missile dropkick takes down the challenger and wrestling her to the ground, wrenching that arm backwards. Storm, missile dropkick of her own though, stuns the champion. Leg lock takedown. Champion fighting her way out of the leg lock. We can see Big Bill at ringside. Mayu Iwatani using the Corporate Elite to her full advantage. Storm though lifting her up. Iwatani floats into a poison Rana. Toni Storm now showing the strength, holding her up in the vertical position. All the blood rushing to the head of the champion as she gets dropped. Toni Storm lifting Iwatani, who hits her with an elbow. Iwatani goes behind, German suplex. Iwatani very skilled with those suplexes. Storm now outside of the ring. Iwatani suicide dive, Storm plays chicken. Iwatani hits nobody. Storm goes back out though, Northern Lights by Iwatani. Completely not caring she missed that suicide dive. Toni Storm though, kick to the head. Toni Storm kick to the gut. Looking for a snap DDT. Champion not going to let it happen. Lifts up the challenger. Scoop slam into the cover. And Toni Storm out at 2. Iwatani now going to the top rope. Looking to retain her world title. 5-star frog splash into the cover. Toni Storm out at 1. Toni Storm back to her feet. Gets caught in a Northern Lights suplex. Back to her feet. Caught in a snapmare. Iwatani hard kick to the spine. Toni Storm is trying to show her resiliency here, but Iwatani is meeting her every step of the way. To her feet is the challenger. Kick to the gut of the champion. Gonna Irish whip Iwatani. Gonna catch her. Headbutt. She sidesteps. Goes behind, another German suplex. And Toni Storm is slower and slower to get to her feet after these suplexes. Iwatani lifts her up again with a scoop slam, focusing on the back of Toni Storm. Iwatani now goes to the top. Signaling for the ref to move out of the way. Elbow drop to Toni Storm's back. Iwatani with a clear game plan here to take out the back of the challenger. Spears her out of the ring. Again, she lands on her back on the floor. Iwatani puts her right back into the ring. Champion wasting no time. Knows she has the challenger where she wants her. Toni Storm trying to use some chops to buy herself some time. Sleeper throw. Now Toni Storm going to head to the top, right in front of Big Bill. Diving leg drop from the top. Iwatani kips up. Toni Storm makes a mistake, shows off, gets caught. Over the top goes Iwatani. Now she floats under. Hurricane Rana takeover into the pin. Toni Storm out at 1. Traps the arms. Suplex again. Iwatani drops her on the back of her head into the cover. Toni Storm gets out again. How much damage can she take? Toni Storm whips Iwatani into the corner. What's she looking for? Off the second rope, tornado DDT. Into the cover on the champion. Champion out at 2.9. Toni Storm doing a good job there to reverse the momentum again. Waiting for the champion to get to her feet. Kicks her in the gut. Toni Storm, sit out pile driver. And Iwatani out at 2.9 again. Big Bill now getting on the ropes. Distracting the ref. We've seen this before from the Corporate Elite. Iwatani reverses by Big Bill. Iwatani takes advantage. Toni Storm is down center of the ring. Seen this before. Sidesteps, reverses. DDT by Toni Storm. Into the cover and out at 2.9 again is the champion. The top. What is she looking for? High risk move. Missile drop kick. Putting her own back at risk to hit that move. Putting the champion back in the ring. She thinks she has her where she wants her. Waiting for her to get to her feet. Big Bill gonna get on the ropes again. Toni Storm with that float over facebuster. Doesn't matter. Big Bill has the ref distracted. And Big Bill looking under the ring. Slides a chair into the ring. Toni Storm though gonna get caught again by the champion. Pushes her away using the strength. Powerful base of Toni Storm into the turnbuckle. Iwatani takes Toni Storm off the ropes. Over. Head scissor takeover into the cover. Toni Storm out at 1. How is Toni Storm kicking out at 1 this late in the match? Iwatani up to the top turnbuckle. Drop kick to the floor. Iwatani now circling the ring, looking for an opening to get back in. Toni Storm going to let her have it. But German suplex bridge as soon as she gets in. Out at 1 is the champion. What an incredible match here by these two women. This has been match of the night so far. Champion is showing off. Gonna catch her fisherman suplex bridge. Oh, she cancels the bridge. And gonna pick up the champion, tossing her. Returning the favor with a German suplex release. Toni Storm is feeling herself. The champion though, crucifix takeover. Storm back to her feet. Gets caught. Shining Wizard. They're up. Crucifix position. Launching crucifix bomb. That could be the it for Toni Storm. And it's not. Toni Storm kicks out again. Iwatani getting desperate in this match. Traps the arms. Suplex. Toni Storm again kicks out. Champion reverse is going to put her on the ropes. Irish whip from the champion. Drop kick hits the ref, not Toni. Toni Storm. German suplex. Big Bill throws a kendo stick into the ring. Big Bill doing anything to save his partner. Toni Storm, that float over DDT. The ref, 2 count. Iwatani gets out again. Toni Storm now stomping the champion outside the ring. Referee up to a 3 count. Toni Storm probably going to use her full 10 count here. She needs to inflict as much damage as possible. Neither woman is going to give up in this match. Iwatani, snapmare takeover off the ropes. Kick to the throat of Toni Storm, and now a kick to the spine. Standing moonsault misses. How much do either of these women have left? Iwatani, German suplex release. Toni Storm, enziguri reversal. Neither one of these women going to give up. Back and forth we go. Toni Storm gets her in the turnbuckle. Gonna stomp her down. Can we see it? And she hits it into the corner, sitting ass to the face. Iwatani turns around the champion, underhook, suplex, bridge. Toni Storm again kicks out. The crowd is going crazy. Iwatani up to the top turnbuckle. Toni Storm is very far away. Across the ring, elbow to the spine. Iwatani gonna pick up the challenger again. Gonna lift her up again with that crucifix and tosses her. Iwatani now waiting for Toni Storm to get back up. If I was Toni Storm, I would stay down. Dragon Sleeper. And Iwatani with a Dragon Sleeper now. How much does Toni Storm have left? She's shown amazing resiliency. Can she get out of the sleeper? She's fighting. And she's fading. Big Bill's got his big head in the way. She does roll out. Irish whip by Storm. Gonna look for that rear view again. Knocks Iwatani down. Not going for the rear view. Alley-oop bomb. Toni Storm now going for that chair. Toni Storm coming in the ring with that chair. Ref gonna wrestle it away from her. Toni Storm takes it back from the ref. Iwatani there. Whip off the ropes, drop kick. Toni Storm might have messed up by bringing the chair into this match. German suplex, and that was a high drop on Toni's head. Iwatani heads off the ropes again, running kick. Follows it up with a foot stomp this time. And Toni Storm will not kick out this time. Iwatani retains. Brody King and Big Cass meeting up. Nick Jackson going to interrupt it, though. Pitiful attempt at a scoop slam. Big Bill from behind. Going to throw Brody King out of the ring. and the Goliaths are going to fight on the outside. Nick Jackson inserting himself in this giant brawl out here. Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black in the ring with a ladder. Buddy Matthews goes over the top to take out Cass. Now Matt Jackson and Malachi Black. Matt Jackson off the ropes. Cradle pile driver on Buddy. Jackson back in the ring, gets caught by Malachi in a German suplex. High angle German suplex. Brody's lifted up and slammed on his face. Jackson throws Malachi out of the ring. Buddy there to meet him though. Irish whip throws him out of the ring. And Buddy Matthews goes for a Meteora. Misses. Matt Jackson gonna go for a ladder now. Buddy Matthews lifts him up. Side suplex. And Cass there to meet Buddy. Gonna lift him up and just sling him into the turnbuckle, into the side of the ladder. I don't think he hit it quite hard enough there, but Big Bill's going to pick it up and make sure he does more damage as Brody King gets hit with the ladder. Big Cass is dominating this match. Malachi now using these rapid strikes to his advantage, going to take out Nick Jackson. Choke slam on Brody King by Big Cass. And now Matt Jackson throws Buddy out of the ring, but he's not done. He's going to follow up. Drop kick through the second rope. Nick Jackson rolls into the ring. Going to roll back out. Matt Jackson and Malachi Black in the ring with the ladder. Jumping revolution knee misses. Gets caught. Wheelbarrow face buster. A rare miss from Malachi Black. A very on-target, accurate striker. Brody King knocked to the floor. Cass is going to follow him out there. Matt Jackson going to set up the ladder in the middle of the ring. First person to climb the ladder is Matt Jackson. And Big Cass is standing there guarding it. Jackson as well. Buddy Matthews falls. So much fighting happening. Brody King in there now to break it up. I think Matt Jackson got like 3 pulls on the championships though. Just pretend that thing above the ring is the trios titles. Maybe one day we'll get trios matches in this game. Brody King now looking to scale the ladder. Cass gonna come back in the ring. Buddy though, all over Cass. Gonna let Brody get some pulls on this trios title. And Cass just gonna shove the ladder, and Matt Jackson with a power bomb. Corporate Elite working well together here. Cass tosses Buddy against the rope. Step up is missed by Matt Jackson. Cass up to the top rope. Yeah, Cass gonna rethink that decision. Malachi now off the ropes. Big boot blocked. Corporate Elite though working very well together. Into the ladder goes Malachi. And now Big Bill, hard chop against the ladder. Reversal by Malachi, but he gets stomped. Buddy in with a weapon. Hits Cass. No sells it and takes it away. And Buddy hit with the cane. And Big Cass breaks the cane on Buddy, who brought it into the ring. Matt Jackson up to the top. Jumps. Brody moves out of the way and he hits Nick. Pump kick by Buddy. Cass is the only member of the Corporate Elite standing. Matt Jackson reverses though. Nick Jackson with a ladder bridge. Brody King lifts up Cass. Pile driver. Malachi heading to the top of the ladder. Brody gonna stop Nick Jackson, but he knocks Malachi over. Malachi sitting there like, why did you just do that to me, bro? Why did you just knock me off the ladder, man? Could have won this match just now. Big Cass back in. Ooh, spinning side slam. He's gonna go for Brody now. Headbutt to the back of Brody. And just tosses him. Cass now Irish whip on Brody King. Ooh, they both thinking the same thing. Cass still gonna come out on top. Hard elbows to the kidneys of Brody King. Cass has been a very effective neutralizer of the big man Brody King. Matt Jackson, German suplex. Matt Jackson with the strength. Buddy gets thrown out of the ring. Cass gets spiked with a pile driver. Malachi, spinning knee strike on target that time. Puts the ladder back in the corner. Jumping shin breaker. Cass back into the ring. Cass gets discarded by Buddy. Matt gets discarded by Malachi. And the House of Black is in control. Buddy goes over the top. Brody goes out of the ring to help him. Malachi with the ladder. Nick Jackson into the ring now. Buddy back into the ring to stop him. What's up, Matt Jackson? Vertical suplex. Malachi and Nick Jackson fighting on top of the ladder. Malachi grabs him. Goes for a neck breaker, but Nick just pushes him from the top. Malachi hits nothing. Then Nick falls from the top. Matt Jackson Irish whip Brody King. Malachi back in the ring. Throws Matt Jackson out. Malachi going to go to the top again. Brody going to stop Nick Jackson. The Corporate Elite are in trouble. One tick away is Malachi Black, and he gets it. The House of Black beats the Corporate Elite.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Alliance World Heavyweight Championship.
This bell rings. We are underway for the world title. Mox and Okada lock up center of the ring. Mox takes over, neck breaker. Mox again traps the leg, fisherman suplex, bridges it. Okada gonna get out of that at one. Mox again on the attack of Okada. Gonna bring him over to the ropes. Head first goes the champion, and now the unpredictable challenger with these punches. He's already busted open the eye of the champion. We're seeing a very game Jon Moxley here. Mox takes over, wrenches the shoulder of Okada. Gonna try to damage the power of that Rainmaker. Now these cross-face strikes. Targeting that open wound still. You impair the vision of the champion. You take out the Rainmaker. He's at a real disadvantage. Mox with a sleeper. Traps the leg into a grapevine. Mox is looking to put the champion to sleep early. Okada not falling for that though. Gonna hit some back elbows to get out. Now Okada finds an opening, wrenches the arm of Mox. Arrogant takeover by the champion. High drop kick. Beautiful drop kick by Okada. Mox with a punch to stun him though. Gonna lift him up. Bulldog reversal. Mox goes out of the ring. Champion instantly there to meet him. Okada thinks twice, goes back in the ring. Mox goes back in the ring. Both men meet up. Mox takes over. Gonna bring him to the ropes. And Mox again working on that arm. Possibly trying to separate the shoulder. Pop that shoulder out of socket of Okada. He's not hitting that Rainmaker. Back elbow by Okada out of the corner. They both run into each other. Okada misses punch. Takes over with a snapmare though. And now we see a close-up of that eye. It's definitely above the right eye of Okada that's busted open. Snapmare takeover on Jon. Kick to the face. Mox though, ever fast, takes over. Irish whip clothesline. Now Okada Irish whip. Catches Mox, spinning power slam, hooks the leg, into the cover goes Okada. Mox out at two. Okada. Mox goes under, gets caught. Spinning tombstone. Jon Moxley might be out here. Okada traps the wrist, Rainmaker into the cover. Can Moxley kick out? And he does. If you remember back to the last World Championship match where Okada won against Malachi Black, he won with only one Rainmaker. Mox so far has survived that one Rainmaker. Okada halfway across the ring, doesn't have the range. Mox is still out though. A mess up by Okada doesn't matter, but a second one will. High knee by Mox. Thinks he's knocked out the champion into the cover. Champion out at two. Mox lifts up Okada on his shoulder again. Over to the ropes. Stun gun. Mox throws Okada's head off the apron. Or off the bottom rope. Shows off a little bit, gets caught in a clothesline. Okada lifts him back up. Forearm to the face. Kick to the back. Okada's going to slow the pace down here. Grabs Mox, snapmare takeover again. Front drop kick to the face. Kind of amazing that Jon Moxley hasn't been busted open yet. European uppercut from the champion. Moxley ducks the punch. Hard elbow stuns him, and then he knocks him down. Another one. Mox now. Second rope to get momentum. Clothesline, Bulldog. Mox is in control. The champion is in trouble here. Kick to the gut. Death Rider. Into the cover goes Mox and wins the world title. What a wild pay-per-view World's End turned out to be. Let's recap before we sign off the video here. In our opening match, Pac wins the Continental Championship from Chris Sabin. In a tag team first blood match, FTR sweeps and destroys Sting and Darby Allin. A hard-hitting international championship match where Kenny is able to overcome Kenta. Some notes from this match is Kenny's offense is looking very different, and his attitude seems to be more relentless than we've seen. His matches with Ibushi and Ibushi turning on him is definitely wearing on the mental of Kenny Omega. But still, he retains his international championship. Next up on the card, we have a match of the year contender and probably match of the show. At least for me, it's match of the show. This match was a lot of fun to call. Toni Storm is unsuccessful in the women's world title match, but puts up one hell of a fight. Mayu Iwatani comes out on top and retains. Six-man ladder match for the trios titles. The House of Black defeats the Corporate Elite. This was not a good pay-per-view for the Corporate Elite. They lose their trios titles. And in the main event, they lose the world title as Okada is defeated by Jon Moxley, the only member of the Corporate Elite still with a championship in AEW is Mayu Iwatani.